I'm assuming I'm gonna see that video from when I was a kid with a 5-wood like this, when I was 6 years old. I'm around 7, and you see a full swing with my dad's 5-wood. Yeah, you can see it's bigger than me. And that used to be my driver, because I didn't have my own fitted set of clubs and pretty much till college. I mean, you can see, right? Complete overswing, strong grips is what every kid does. Even back then it was flat, crazy to see. Just trying to hit a big old hook, trying to get the ball to go as far as possible. Is that a shank? That is a shank. Oh wow. This is probably when I started already working with my swing coach. I look pretty tall already, and I'm about, I would say, 12, 13. And that was my coach who told me I need to get over, you know, just get out of the habit of overswinging so much, right? And that's when he told me basically making 3/4 swings as my full swing to learn how to hit it hard from there. I mean, really upright. It's actually not a terrible backswing, but I mean, I'm dropping it inside so much, kind of falling back a little bit. My heel's on the ground, right? So I'm right here trying to hit a high draw, and, you know, didn't work out. That's all I can say. There was too much, trying to get too much out of what I had, you know, more than just trying to put it in play sometimes. So this is where my game became good. You can see it's a lot better tempo, a lot better transition. I'm 14 in this tournament. It's a little slower tempo. I set the hands, you know, on that 3/4 position, and then I swing from there. So the transition, I would say, is what's better. I'm not staying behind on the ball, and I'm not so obsessed with hitting a draw, even though I still hit a draw back then. So yeah, I'm in college for this already, I believe. This is pretty much what you see nowadays. I don't know at what point my wrist started to bow. And it wasn't until later on where I learned the reason why my wrist moved that way is because mobility-wise, if I try to cup them, especially my right one barely moves, but I have a ton of mobility going this way. So I also have a birth defect on my right leg. I was born with a club foot, and I spent most of my early months in a cast after surgery, so that's why my right ankle has very limited mobility, which means my backswing is going to be shorter just to be able to maintain that stability. Same swing, a little more speed, different shot. Obviously, I'm trying to hit a high draw from, you know, lie above my feet. You know, I was trying to be aggressive because when you look at that green, people hardly ever miss it left, but that putt from the right half is so difficult. What many people don't know, right before me, Paul Casey stiffed it to like 5 feet. So I had a beautiful visual of what I could do at that point, knowing that the green was soft. And it's after 3 steps or so is when I realized, oh man, I hammered it. I mean, adrenaline, everything. I hit that 5-wood miles, and that's when I say get down. But man, that was one of the best 5-woods I've hit. Same guy, just a little more built, a couple more squats in the gym. That's about it. Well, it's the first swing I think we've seen that I'm trying to hit a fade. Even though that Torrey one was a draw, that might have been the only draw I hit all week. Yeah, it's a shorter backswing than most people, but you know, it's what I'm comfortable with. I can clearly create enough speed for what I need. That impact on this one, compared to my younger swings, my right heel is a little bit off the ground. It's also a driver. I'm trying to hit it harder, but I remember a lot, you know, a big exercise I used to do with Eduardo was hitting shots with not letting my right heel move just to feel my hip movement. And he was also showing me that if I was stable, I would hit it just as far and be accurate with it. So, you know, that's probably why as a kid, for a while, I kept that right heel on the ground a lot. I grew up hitting it sideways, so I just see it and feel it more than anything else. But I think the similarity is I still have that childlike innocence when it comes to the game of golf. You know, I still get the same giggle and the same smiles when I hit certain shots as when I did back then, just because I love the game so much, and I love it just as much as when I did back then. So I always try to feel, you know, like I'm a little kid out there playing, because at the end of the day, most of us feel that way because that's when we started. This is what we enjoyed, and no matter how old you get, you still have those reminiscent feelings. So I think that'll be the similarity I can mention.